Okay, so I was just telling Sherry and them that burlap is a great foundation for your table. I mean, you don't have to cover up your table, but I think sometimes it gets stuck.
Isn't it really hot now?
Burlap has been hot for a while, yes.
Okay.
And it's huge, yeah. And burlap can be used underneath a tree skirt, room dividers. There's many things you can do with burlap, and so it's inexpensive, about $1.50 a yard, and so but it's a great foundation. I think it also can protect your table. You don't always don't be afraid to bunch it up.
Beautiful bunch.
You know,
Watch. Even just
Yeah,
like that.
Right. So burlap is definitely a great runner, great foundation, and I think it can transition into to Christmas as well. So anyway, we started here with this great runner right here, and it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. So I think it's good for all the seasons. I think it can carry you through from fall, Halloween, fall, Christmas. So I wanted to start a little bit. I know I didn't say this, but I wanted to show you guys how you could probably start from the fall from Halloween and just kind of transform it into Halloween very easily. So you start with your runner as your foundation, and your burlap, and then have some type of runner. And you don't need a runner either. That's just something that we had. This is a garland that's a very fall-like garland that we sell, and just great. Make sure when you buy something like that, you do fluff it up. Just because it comes like that in the box doesn't mean you have to keep it like that. So, I'm really shocked that people don't realize that you need to do that.
Looks good for me.
Okay, all right. So anyway, but this is a great foundation right here on top of your runners.
And you can pull it up. Give it dimension.
No rhyme or reason. I wouldn't do it straight. I would just kind of keep it kind of, like an little S design. Another thing too that you can do if you've got a larger table, sometimes to add more dimensions to your table, you can put like boxes, shoe boxes, something like that underneath if you want to build some type of height. This, like if you were having a dinner party and you're not really sitting down at your table and you just want it really as a pretty centerpiece, but doing things with boxes, and say you don't have something like this, create a height, create different dimensions, from your height, and that's a really fun thing to do to add more creativity to your tabletop. Anyway, this is something really cute. This little wooden witch. And I'm sure you guys got tons of cute accessories around your house. So, just get creative and find something like this to set on your table. And she didn't have a pretty backside, but decide what's your focal point of your room when you go in, or what's a pretty room, what's pretty when you're walking by, and I want to face it that way. So that's kind of the approach I usually take. But anyway, this is a great little witch, kind of the rusted wood look. Yeah, you want to add a little bit of glitz. For some of us who like glitz, this is a great little filler.
One of the things that she's talking about boxes at Christmas, I always get a lot of orders. UPS comes all the time. When I get small boxes, I stash them because they're great on your mantle. The same what she's talking about. The little boxes you get, stash them somewhere because they're good.
To give height
in the garage. Yeah,
you
don't
grab
throw them
them
away.
You can do that on your mantle. You can do that. Coffee tables are fabulous to display. The different seasons. I love doing foyer tables. You got a beautiful table in your foyer. That's always a great way to introduce the fall, or any season.
Books are even.
But filler is always something that it's very hard to find. But filler is always a great. I go to great length to find some of my vendors with just beautiful fillers, and so filler just always adds that just gives that little bit of extra dimension. I was giving a presentation yesterday, and a couple ladies had asked me about their artificial trees not looking so pretty. And I'm a real tree person too, but one way that you can create a real look with your artificial tree is buy some of the picks that look like pine and look like the real stuff. And you can also use real cedar or the silver dollar, eucalyptus, whatever, and incorporate that into your tree. And it'll give it a lot of different dimensions, and you can buy the fresh cedar that comes in just by the boxes. It just comes cut. And use your garland as your base, the wire. That garland is basically a piece of wire. So use that to attach it inside your tree, and you can create a beautiful artificial tree and make it look real. So, but some of the filler, I have some Yeah, and it does smell good. So you can mix the real with the artificial.
And boxwood is good too.
Oh,
You
boxwood's
can, because it doesn't die for a long time.
So these are just like little ornaments that we set in. I mean, you don't have to. You could go to Walmart or Walgreens and find cute things like this. And, you know, that's what I love about Halloween and Christmas. I mean, you don't have to spend a fortune on your stuff to get a beautiful tabletop. I mean, sometimes it's nice to have one focal point.
Where's
But-
your table? Where's the snow?
The what?
The snow. Do you want to try to incorporate that? Too much?
Oh, yeah. And always don't forget your candles. And I think a beautiful candelabra, which I don't have it right now, but I think if you did have some beautiful candle holders, put your candles in there, you know, something like that. And
Is it
ribbon's
true
always a
you
fun
should
thing.
always do odd numbers of accessories, like
Yes.
3s,
Threes and
5s,
fives.
7s? Okay.
yeah, probably. I don't know. I'm more of a balanced type person. I look at something and if it looks good to me, if it makes sense, you know, then I don't look at the numbers. I look more at the balance and say, yeah, that looks really good. So ribbon, always great to work with. And you don't need to know how to make bows. I think with your ribbon, just incorporate. I'm not going to cut this, but your ribbon, you know, and you can use these little fillers. I mean, use that as a wire and kind of probably. I love ribbon with the wire in it, which I'm, you know, it's much easier to work with. And so you got a little bit of Halloween here and a little bit of fall. Of course, some ornaments, kind of pretty. Why not put a little Christmas in it too? Okay. So, oh, I love that one. Okay. Anklets. I don't know what this looks like from your side. I'm assuming it's looking okay. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah, there you go.
So you've got like a cute little Halloween fall table, and I mean that took 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and so you know, and you can get creative. Go out in your yard, magnolia trees, your leaves, all these branches right now. Grab some branches. Pine cones. Work with pine cones. Incorporate the stuff that's in your yard on your centerpiece. Magnolia leaves last forever too. And I have to tell y'all something really cute that I did. Great idea. I did, and I think you could do this for the fall or for Halloween. I did a ladies' event, and I used all lavender flowers, and it was for an anniversary party. And so I was doing this girl's house for Halloween, the Coleman house. So I did a cemetery on her very formal dining room, and I basically took the shoe boxes, and then I laid like a black, what is that, like a
The mesh?
yeah, like a mesh on top of the boxes, and then I took green moss and created like a graveyard, laid this big mummy, a skeleton that she had over it, like basically it was a cemetery on her table. And then she had all these little black trees and things that she'd bought and things that I had. It's like she had like a headstone, and oh my gosh, it was the cutest thing. And, but we created lots of different levels and stuff, and precious. I mean,
Don't be afraid to mix.
But I took these dead lavender flowers, they were roses, and I kept them in the bundles, and I laid them, and so it added color to it. So they were dead roses, but sometimes they dried really pretty. And so I used them inside her centerpiece. It was adorable. Anyway, okay, so
Now we want to go